desperately need you in this one day. I'll take over. Lord, we need you, God. Hey, God, yeah. Take over.
And there you have it, Zack Landry and Hold On. That's his latest. Zack, come on in here and say hello.
Hello, everybody. What's going on?
Well, right now, Zack, you are. Happy Easter. Glad to have you here with us today. And, well, to paraphrase the immortal words of that crazy Cajun, Doug Kershaw, you don't come across as the typical Louisiana man.
No, I don't.
Tell us a little bit about your background that created you and the sound that you've got.
Well, I grew up in church. Since I was, my mom had me in church. I was a kid sitting on the second bench in the church every Sunday, watching her sing in the choir every Sunday morning. I've been singing music, all my life since I first had my first rattle. Started recording in 2015. Recorded my first song, "Come On Praise Him," which was a song written by someone else. And then from then on, I created "I Give" and "Take Over," which was just played. And just life has just been going good ever since then.
Well, right along the way, you picked up a NOLA award, too.
Yes, I won a NOLA award a few years back for, I want to say contemporary artist. I think that's what it is, right? And then I did the Rhythm of Gospel Awards. I won that as well.
Fantastic. You've definitely made the most of your career so far, and it doesn't look like you're doing anything to slow down. John Bon Jovial, you're not slowing down much easier. I know you've got something you want to toss in here.
Well, yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, Zack, welcome. We are just so glad that you're with us today. The music that we play here, I never get to hear it until it actually plays on air. So this was the first time I'd ever heard "Take Over," and I got to tell you, I'll be honest with you, the foot was involuntarily tapping. So you really got something nice going there. I'll tell you what it reminded me. I mean, the gospel flavor just runs all over it, which is a wonderful thing. And a friend of mine and I, this many years ago when we were going to the University of South Florida up in the Tampa area, and we'd go up into Pasco County, which was very, very rural back at the time, and there were some of these black gospel tent revivals that were happening. And, he and I, we were the only two white guys in this whole thing. And I got to tell you, the music was just fantastic. And just listening to this just now really brought me back to that. So I got to congratulate you on creating just a wonderful sound there.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, that's something I love to be different. I knew I was different then when I started writing different types of songs and listening to other gospel artists, even the gospel artists that are out today, and how I realized how different that my sound is totally different. And I realized then I had something that to offer and bring to the table in the gospel world.
Well, you do it well. You've got the thing I like about it, of course, is there's a lot of the traditional choir background that you've got going on there. There's the traditional, feel of the lead singer yourself, but you also got a little nice tinge of rock and roll in there too, and it's a great combination.
Thank you. I actually love rock and
Well,
roll.
you inject that feel. You inject that feel into your music, and I also see I've seen where you do an awful lot, or did at least when you got started, do an awful lot of creating your sound by ear rather than actually picking up sheet music or something. You're doing it by ear.
Yes. I've always been. I play by ear, and some of my musician friends, they always say that I sing like I play, which is weird.
Well, I can understand what they're saying, and to that respect, it's not weird. It may be a little uncommon, but you make it work for you. Now, speaking of making things work, you had a situation back here, which thousands of other people did too, but you and your family were really affected by Hurricane Katrina.
Yes. Dangerous situation. as far as for the mind that I was going through at that time, I literally thought the world was over, to be honest, because I've never experienced that before. Being stuck in New Orleans for several weeks and having to be transported by a bus to a different state, not knowing exactly where you're going, and to start life over again. That's a pretty scary situation.
And how old were you at the time?
Ooh, this is 2005. I want to say 20. I had been about 20 at that time.
And you were still in your formative years. You hadn't fully matured yet. You were still growing and learning and developing. Of course, we all do that throughout our entire life. But you were just a couple of years out of high school.
Yeah, I was actually 20 years old at that time. So yeah, I was really young. So of course, my mind is like all over the place at that time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're caught between. You're really caught between your desires, the necessities, the learning. It's a push-pull time of life. You're really developing your path and sorting out your priorities. It's a challenge for anybody, and to have to take yourself and your family through something like Katrina had to be one heck of a challenge for you. Let me ask you this now. You have a partner that you work with, and you recorded together on your 2015 album, Come On, Praise Him. Tell us about Phase.
So Phase was a group I started, I started in Dallas, actually, and what happened was when MySpace was running around at the time, it was big, like Facebook is big now. Right. I got discovered by a minister and from Fort Worth, and he discovered that I play and sing and asked me to come in to play for this 3-night conference that they had. So when I came and I technically auditioned and got the job, then they actually put me into the Over the Praise and Worship session as well. And from there, I got a couple of singers that I knew because I used to play for a college out there in Arlington, Texas area, UNT and ANT. UNT. And from there, I created this group called Phase. And then it went on from there, and I moved back home to New Orleans, and I re-extended it and started, continued Phase, but with different singers.
And are you still working with Phase?
No. So as of 2017, I decided to let the whole group idea go and decided to stay as a solo artist. Started having the group.
As a solo artist, okay. In that direction, what do you got planned for the immediate future?
Pretty much to continue to put out records, and I want to be able to get into the film industry as well. I want to get into the acting world, and I just want my music. I want to come up with different ideas for commercials and theme songs and things of that nature.
That's an interesting. It's an interesting package of things, and I like the thought because it doesn't limit you to one particular area. You're looking for the acting, which is definitely a challenge, and also looking into commercial music. It's an interesting perspective, and I think a very good way of doing things. You're definitely keeping your options open. And John Bon Jovial is one of my options, and he waves to me and says, "Hey, I got something I want to say." So go ahead, John.
Well, no, Zach, you said something just now that kind of made me flash on a question. And the type of music that you do, I'm guessing from your lifelong background and such, is in the gospel arena. But do you also want to maybe expand out and get into, maybe a little bit of R&B or even country?
Well, here's the deal. It's funny you mentioned that. I actually sing with a cover band from out of the Mississippi Gulf Coast area, and we do all of those different things. I'm one of the lead singers for the band, and we do country, top 40s, R&B. We do it all. So that's something I've always been interested in as well, because I didn't want to be limited as just a gospel artist. Even with the songs that I'm putting out now, I want to be able to start letting people know that I want to be looked at as an inspirational artist.
You know, and what made me think of it was, many years ago, there was a guy that tried to break into the pop field and was semi-successful at it, Conway Twitty, but really found his niche in country music. He did a lot of ballads and duets with Loretta Lynn and that kind of thing. But he got started in rock and roll, and he was basically in the era of of doo-wop. Oh my God, Buddy Holly and that kind of thing, and made his mark in both in both genres. And I just wonder if Zack Landry has thought about that.
I'm still thinking about different things that I want to venture out in. I actually love country music. I actually got to play it for the very first time sometime last year. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of this band called Chapel Heart, but they're right from out of Louisiana, and I played for them for a few months. And but yeah, I love country music. I love singing R&B. I love pop music. I love the different playing with the different genres, because music is universal. So I don't want to really be limited to one genre.
We hope you plan on keeping in touch with us. We'd love to have you come back and see us again and update us on what you're doing and how you've progressed since today. And give you a moment here, as we do all of our guests, to do a little plain old self-promotion. Tell the folks how they can find you, your music, what's going on with you, contact you, whatever.
Well, guys, again, my name is Zack Landry. You can always find me on Facebook and Instagram under my name, ZACK Landry, or I Am a Sound. I also have a website out if you want to check out my latest videos on YouTube, as well as merchandise that I'm selling. And the website is IamASound.org. And I also have a new song that I dropped several weeks ago. It's called Hold On right now, and it's really going strong. It's a strong, inspirational song with a great vibe to it. That's out as well if you want to purchase it through iTunes, through Amazon MP3, or if you just want to download it as well.